Summer is upon us and there is nothing better or worse than a smoked chicken. Well, today I'm going to show you my methods in which I make my favorite and my best smoked chicken. Now, I'm going to take multiple different methods and combine them because I find this is how I and we enjoy our chicken the best. Now, you're going to see that we're back at it again with that balsamic marinade. We're going to talk a lot about that today and a lot about these other methods, but enough talking. Let's dive right in to this smoked chicken cook here at Anderson's Smoke Show. Now, growing up, I don't think there was a day where chicken in our house was not marinated. I think most meats in our house was marinated. It's just kind of how it was for us. So it's not out of the norm that I wanted to try and marinate a whole chicken, but it's something that I haven't done a lot of. I marinate chicken thighs, I marinate chicken breasts, I marinate chicken wings. I just hadn't normally marinated a whole chicken. So today I'm taking that method from all of my other chicken cooks and I'm gonna marinate the whole chicken. So what I did is I took two about 5.5 pound young chickens here and I marinated them in a whole bottle each of the Ken's Steakhouse balsamic vinaigrette dressing and marinade. What I did is I put them in these 2.5 gallon zipper bags in the refrigerator for about 4 hours, and I made sure to get the air out, rotate them around, make sure that they got a good bath in that marinated for the 4 hours in the refrigerator. Now it's time to get them out and it's time to get them prepared for the rest of this cook and to get them ready for this amazing smoked chicken recipe. Now I said I'm gonna be combining a few different methods, and it's because there's so many different ways to cook chicken and they all have a uniqueness that make for a great final product. So we're gonna combine the best pieces. So I have always been a huge fan of a spatchcocked chicken. But there is an alternative to a spatchcocked chicken that I think is even better, and that's chicken halves. So you're gonna do the same thing as a spatchcock, except once you've spatchcocked it, you're gonna cut right down and separate right through the front through that breastbone, and you're gonna have two mirrored images of that half chicken or those chicken halves. And the reason why I like that is you're gonna have the ability to cook them perfectly independently of one another, and you don't have to worry about anything except that one half. For me, I have had the best results of smoked chicken when I'm doing whole chickens, when I am doing chicken halves. So not only are we marinating, we're going to be halving these chickens as well. So we're gonna go ahead and get that done. It'll just make it easier to work with if we get some of this marinade off first. Plus, the next step will make a lot more sense as well once we get some of this off. Now, when you're spatchcocking a chicken or having a chicken, you're gonna start with the same methodology. What I like to do is essentially trace the spine with a good sharp knife, and there's no sharper knife or no better knife for the job than my newest Knife Works Yellowstone barbecue knife. This is a knife that I've recently added to my arsenal, and I am super impressed with not only the quality, the balance, the heft that it feels in my hand, and also the sharpness. This knife has a lifetime warranty, a lifetime guarantee, and you can take this into one of their stores or send it off to them. And for the lifetime that you own this knife, they will also sharpen it and keep that perfect edge for you. But so far, I've been super impressed because this is the nicest knife that I've ever used. I've got some links down in the description if you're interested in getting one of these. I don't put products on the channel that I don't personally agree with or personally support, just so you know that. That's why you don't see a lot of junk on the channel, and this knife is something that I truly believe in, and I've been a big fan of their products so far since I've been using them. So I'm going to use this to essentially just start out by tracing along the spine, and you can see essentially the job that we have to do. You need to remove that spine. And so with a sharp knife or kitchen shears, if you don't have a good knife for the job, you're gonna cut right through the back of this chicken. As you can see, no worries, no problems for that newest Knife Works. But just like that, we've got one of these chickens spatchcocked. So I'm gonna set the spine off to the side. You can see right where that breastbone is. Take your good sharp knife and get some of them bones off of there. Take your good sharp knife, and if you need to trace it first to just get your starting point, and you're gonna just cut right through that whole chicken, right through that breastbone, just like that. And I'm gonna pat dry the surface and the skin essentially on this chicken. I want this as dry as humanly possible. I have a baking sheet with a wire rack, and I'm gonna get this chicken halve onto that because the next step is very particular and very necessary for crispy skin. I started out this video by saying the best and the worst smoked chicken. There's nothing worse than rubbery, soft, soggy, wet, chewy, rubbery. Insert any word in there that describes crappy chicken skin. It's not what we're doing today. So the next step that you need to do is lay this out on a baking sheet on a wire rack like you're seeing here after you've halved them, and we're gonna put it back into the refrigerator for an hour. You need it to be open air so that air can help dry the surface. That's why we're pat drying it. That's why we're exposing it just like this. That way we're gonna dry the surface as much as humanly possible before it ever hits the smoker. So we're gonna be cooking it even by halving. We're gonna be properly seasoned once we get it out of the refrigerator, but we've got that extra flavor and juiciness from the marinade, and we're gonna be bathing it in smoke. So we're combining all of these things into one cook, into two chickens, and gosh darn it, it is gonna be amazing. But you've seen enough. I'm gonna have this other chicken and get these in the refrigerator for an hour. I will see you at the end of that when it is time to season it up and get it on the smoker. See you in a bit. An hour in the refrigerator, and you can see we've got kind of a shiny, waxy coating finish. It's kind of tacky. That's exactly what we're looking for. The circulating air that went around this chicken is removing some of that moisture from the surface, and that's gonna help get us a crispy finish once we get it on the smoker. That's one of the biggest downfalls to smoking chicken, and the methods that we're using today are gonna help with that. Now, they're almost ready to go. The only things left that we have to do is truly season it up and get it ready. Now, you're gonna want a little bit of a binder or a little bit of a base to help crisp it up and to also get your rub to stick. You're not gonna need a lot, so just a quick spritz. For this, I'm using duck fat spray. You can use some avocado oil, some olive oil spray, but you do not want a lot. You just want a little bit. Just a quick spritz. That's it. Today we're going to be using the Suckle Busters lemon pepper garlic seasoning. One, we're looking for something with a little bit of a salt base. The other thing is we're looking for some flavor and some simplicity. We don't need anything crazy. This is going to go perfect with that balsamic vinaigrette marinade. You can see just from that vinaigrette marinade that we have a beautiful golden color already, and it hasn't even gone into the smoker. We're gonna be using this lemon pepper garlic seasoning. I'm gonna flip it over real quick, give a quick little shake on the back side. Even though we don't eat the inside of the carcass, I wanna make sure that we season all sides well. And I'm gonna flip this back over, and I'm gonna season each and every one of these halves, get a nice coating, and know that once we get it on the smoker, you can touch up any of the seasoning that you may have disturbed in transportation. Seasoned up and ready to go. Now, for most people, you're gonna wanna do this next step a little differently than me. The Lone Star Grillz pellet grill, which is what we're gonna be using today, when you start it up, the lid needs to be down, closed. The reason why is the controller needs to see the temperature change in order to recognize that it's lit and it's ignited and it's gonna continue to operate as intended. 90+% of pellet grills need you to open the lid, and it's due to the way combustion works and the gases that are let off during the combustion. There are videos all over YouTube, all over the internet of pellet grills blowing up and blowing the lids off due to these combustible gases that are let off during ignition. The Lone Star operates differently, and because of that, I have a little bit of an advantage. This is not running. I did that intentionally. I'm gonna put these chickens in to this cold, we'll call it a cold grill. It's 95 degrees outside. We're gonna call it a cold grill, meaning it's not fired up, meaning these chickens are gonna sit through the dirtiest of smoke and they're gonna come up to temperature a little bit differently. They're gonna be exposed to that smoke from ignition, from startup, all the way up to the set point. I like to do that sometimes, especially with chicken, just to introduce it to as much smoke as possible because we're gonna be running at a higher temperature later in the cook. I'm gonna get these in, we're gonna meet over here, but we're gonna get these in for a half hour at 225 degrees to get it into that smoke bath. Then we're gonna go 375 for the rest of the cook until they're done. And you need a higher temperature like that because we want this chicken and this skin to be tight and crispy, and we want it to have a nice texture, not some chewy, soggy, nasty chicken skin. So we're gonna go ahead and get this beautiful looking lemon pepper garlic seasoned chicken halves over to the smoker. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. We're gonna get these on there. Let's go do it. All right, over here at the Lone Star Grillz pellet grill here, I'll pull this out and get these placed appropriately. Like I said, this thing is not running yet. Get that taken care of here in just a couple moments. But the plan is to cook these just like so, leaving a little bit of room in between them. Let me get this tray out of the way and get in here and just touch up a little bit of the seasoning that I disturbed a little bit. All right, and I'm gonna get this pushed in. I'm gonna get the lid down. I'm gonna come over here and get this thing fired up. We're gonna be running about a 50-50 pellet blend with oak wood chips. We're gonna start this out at 225 degrees. Once this thing gets up to 225, we're gonna leave it at 225 for the first 30 minutes. The entire purpose of that is to give this chicken a smoke bath. The one thing that I hate about smoking chicken and trying to get crispy skin is the fact that I miss out on the smoke flavor. When you're running at those 375, 350, 375, 400 degree temperatures, you're running so hot and so efficient, you miss the smoke. So I like to start off with a little bit of a smoke bath, like no more than a half hour, because too long means you're not gonna get enough time in the heat. 30 minutes is just fine. I'm gonna let it get up to 225. We're gonna let it run there for a half hour. And we're gonna crank that sucker up to 375. And we're gonna ride that right into the sunset till we get the final product that we're looking for. I will show you what we're looking like a little further, walk you through those final steps, and we're gonna taste it together. I'll see you in a bit. All right, we did the half hour at 225 degrees. Now we're gonna come over here, 375 degrees on the Lone Star Grillz pellet grill. We're gonna be doing this until we are done. Right now, the chickens are reading 103, 106. We're gonna push these right up to about 162 degrees. Hell yeah. All right, we're rolling up here on these chickens. They are just about done. In fact, they should be done, but check them out here. Now, last time I looked, they weren't cooking all completely even. These two over here were just about done. These two over here need a little bit more time, but there's nothing wrong with that and no reason why we can't wrap up this video. Got my ThermaWorks ThermaPen one. I'm gonna get in here and check these. 166. 166. Now that there is a great looking chicken half. And another great and juicy looking chicken half. I'm gonna go ahead and get this pushed in and closed. All right, we're gonna let these rest for about 10 minutes or so. Let those juices soak in, let this cool down just a little bit. Meet you over at the cutting board. We're gonna show you the damage that we've done. did everything in our power to make these the most delicious, simplest, tastiest, crispiest skin, and doing all of the above all in one recipe. From the 4-hour balsamic vinaigrette marinade to the 1 hour in the air dry so that we could dry the surface or the skin of the chicken, to the perfect seasoning, to that duck fat, to that smoke bath before we cranked it up to 375. I mean, if you ask me, that's some beautiful looking chicken. It smells delicious. I feel like I still smell that balsamic vinaigrette. I don't even know what I smell other than some delicious smelling chicken. I've got my new West Knife Works, this super sharp knife. It's time to start carving on one of these, and boy, oh boy, are we gonna give it a whirl. When it comes to chicken, the best way to test how you've done is with that breast. And that's what we're gonna do today, is we're gonna test our chicken breast. We wanna see how juicy, how tender, how tasty. We wanna see how that skin turned out too. We're gonna get a slice right here in the middle. We're gonna give it a whirl. First thing that hits is that Sucklebuster's lemon pepper garlic seasoning. Delicious. Second thing that hits is how freaking juicy that chicken is. Like, I wish you could see how juicy that chicken is. I mean, the cutting board's wet. I don't know how well that translates on camera. You can hear the texture that we got from cooking at 375 degrees. We got what we accomplished what we were looking for. Now I'm gonna try a piece of the chicken without the skin, without the seasoning. I wanna see if I can sense any of the marinade or anything that we've done. There's definitely something there. It's not bland, but as you know, chicken skin is like an armor, it's like a shield. You don't get a ton of penetration, but there's definitely some flavor that got down into the meat, into the flesh with the way that we prepared this chicken. I would tell you right now, you're crazy if you don't think that's a beautiful bird. And I'm telling you right now, you're crazy if you don't give this recipe a try. I know it's simple, it's a smoked chicken, but the way we did it today, it's downright delicious, and it's downright the only way that I'm smoking whole chickens this summer, next summer, or any summer other than a beer can chicken. I do like me a beer can chicken, but if I'm doing anything besides that, this is the only other way. If you're looking for more recipes, more ideas, maybe even a beer can chicken recipe, I've got over 300 full-length videos, recipes, grill reviews, anything above and beyond in that nature. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. But while you're here, I suggest you check out this video right here.